Hi, everybody. It's no mystery that I have some quirks and pet peeves about words and language, many of them irrational. And today I'd like to share one of those with you. This is called, excuse me, pardon me, hey, excuse me. It's something we say, many of us reflexively, to politely get someone's attention so we can ask them a question or give them a piece of information. Excuse me, do you know how to get to the Occidental building? Excuse me, you have a piece of toilet paper on your shoe. Excuse me. It's what we often say, maybe accompanied by a light tap on the shoulder to someone when navigating through a crowd or exiting an elevator. Uh, excuse me, my wife's up there and she's waiting for me. Excuse me, this is my floor. Excuse me. We use this simple two-word phrase when we belch or sneeze or emit some other organic sound, often as though we've never done it before or it caught us by surprise. Oh, excuse me. Wow, that cucumber salad really had a kick to it. Pardon me. Maybe that's your phrase of choice because it sounds more sophisticated or smarter, or because simply sighing and clearing your throat to get someone's attention isn't very, well, sophisticated or smart or polite. But if you think about these polite little phrases, excuse me and pardon me, they really aren't polite at all because they're commands. When you say excuse me or pardon me, you're not asking for anything. You're telling someone to do something. Give me your attention. Move over, dummy. Don't you know who I am and I'm in a hurry? In other words, excuse me is really no different than take out the trash or give me another donut or sit down or shut up or sit down and shut up. Maybe it's not as forceful or delivered with the same attitude as some of those other things, but nonetheless, doesn't it seem kind of rude to tell someone to excuse you? The problem is, if you try to couch it as a question or make it sound more polite, it doesn't sound right either. Please excuse me. Sounds like I've been trying to get your attention for like a half hour, and now I'm attempting different, more elaborate variations of excuse me to finally get you to move your ass or listen to what I have to say, even though what I have to say probably isn't that interesting or important anyway. I beg your pardon. Sounds too much like I'm trying to act British or at least wealthy. Besides, I'm pretty sure if I ever said that to anyone, they'd either one, look at me like I had three heads, or two, punch me right in my I beg your pardon hole. Beyond that, things start to get really tangled and convoluted because using a standard question asking format doesn't always work either. Please, would you excuse me? Awkward and clumsy. Would you please excuse me? Could come across as forceful and with attitude. May I please be excused? Sounds like I want to leave the dinner table. So I've concluded that while it's a necessary part of speech and etiquette, saying excuse me is really no different than simply saying, hey. Am I wrong? I mean, let's go back and replace all the excuse me and pardon me sentences I just listed with hey. That doesn't change a thing. Hey, do you know how to get to the Occidental building? Hey, you have a piece of toilet paper stuck to your shoe. Hey, my wife's up there and she's waiting for me. Hey, this is my floor. Hey, that cucumber salad really had a kick to it. Okay, maybe that last one doesn't quite fit, but after rereading it out loud and in character, it's pretty funny. So here's my dilemma. I'm huge on using what I call the big four. Please, thank you, excuse me, and I apologize. But now I'm kind of hung up on number three, excuse me, and I'm not sure what to do about it. I know saying it politely helps, and I also know no one really cares. But it's in my brain. And now I know every time I say it, I'm going to think of how it really isn't an appropriate thing to say to someone because I'm not politely asking anything. I'm politely commanding someone to do something. And in some respects, now that I think even more about it, I think, hey, might be a favorable alternative if it's said in a friendly, energetic manner. Maybe I'll try it for a few days as a test balloon of sorts. But now that I think more about that, it could be risky, increasing the chances of having someone, one, look at me like I have three heads, or two, punching me right in my hay hole. Am I overthinking this? I'm pretty sure I'm overthinking this. But the only way you would be able to answer that question for me was if you were still watching this, and I'm pretty sure by now I'm flying solo. But if you're still with me, that's okay. Now you're excused. Until next time.